You know what's funny? Everyone's terrified of being alone, but the people who've mastered solitude are actually the happiest ones I know. I used to be one of those people who couldn't stand even 5 minutes without company or distractions. The silence felt crushing. But here's the twisted truth. Our fear of loneliness is actually keeping us lonely. Sounds crazy, right? Think about it. When you're desperate for company, you settle for anyone. Bad relationships, toxic friends, meaningless conversations just to fill the void. Friends, write in the comments where you're watching us from. And hit like if you want to know what the most unexpected thing is. So Sarah would end up with these energy vampires who drained her soul, just because silence scared her more than bad company. But here's where it gets interesting. The fear of solitude isn't really about being alone. It's about facing yourself. When there's no noise, no distractions, no one else to focus on, you're stuck with your thoughts, your insecurities, your unresolved issues. And that's terrifying because most of us have been running from ourselves our entire lives. But what if I told you that learning to enjoy your own company is the ultimate superpower? People who are comfortable with solitude have this incredible freedom. They don't need anyone's approval or constant validation to feel whole. My friend Jake figured this out after a brutal breakup. His girlfriend left him, and suddenly he had all this time he didn't know what to do with. At first, he filled every second with activities, dating apps, random hangouts, anything to avoid the quiet. But eventually, he got tired of running. One Saturday, he just sat in his apartment and didn't do anything. And you know what happened? Nothing terrible. The world didn't end. He didn't go insane. He just existed. You become this weird composite of everyone else's expectations and influences instead of an authentic human being. But solitude forces you to confront the real you. Not the version you perform for others, but the actual person underneath all that noise. And here's the plot twist. That person is usually pretty amazing once you get to know them. He'd go to museums, try new restaurants, take long walks, and actually pay attention to what he liked, not what impressed other people. Within 6 months, Jake became this completely different person. More confident, more interesting, more decisive. And ironically, once he stopped desperately needing people, he started attracting much better relationships. Because here's what nobody tells you. Desperation repels people, but self-sufficiency attracts them like a magnet. When you're not trying to fill some emotional void with other people, you can actually choose relationships based on genuine compatibility instead of just availability. But how do you actually get there? How do you stop being afraid of your own company, but resist that urge? Sit with the discomfort. Notice what thoughts come up. Don't judge them, just observe them like clouds passing in the sky. Most of our fear of solitude comes from avoiding difficult emotions we've never processed. Loneliness, sadness, anxiety, regret. But emotions are just temporary experiences. They can't actually hurt you if you stop fighting them and just let them move through you. Once you realize you can handle your own emotional weather, being alone becomes less threatening and more interesting. Next, start doing activities you genuinely enjoy, not just things that look good on social media. Maybe you discover you love cooking elaborate meals just for yourself, or that you're actually fascinated by astronomy. The point is to develop a relationship with yourself the same way you would with any other person, through shared experiences and quality time. And here's something wild. Once you're comfortable with solitude, you'll start noticing how many people around you are completely addicted to distraction. But you'll be free from that prison because you'll have discovered something most people never find. You're actually interesting enough to hang out with. Your own thoughts become entertaining instead of terrifying. Your own company becomes preferable to settling for mediocre relationships. That's when relationships become truly fulfilling, instead of just ways to escape yourself. Remember, the goal isn't to become a hermit who never socializes. It's to become someone who's so comfortable with themselves that they never settle for less than they deserve. Because at the end of the day, you're the only person guaranteed to be with you for your entire life. Shouldn't that be someone you actually enjoy spending time with?